Okay, in this particular video, we're going to have a look at audioboo, which is basically an audio version of Twitter. Allows you to record quick little snippets of information that you want to get out to your audience, which being your audience and being educators, that's going to be our students. Now, the thing about audioboo is it's like good old-fashioned radio, if you like, but you can do podcasts. And as I say, up to a maximum of 3 minutes, allows you to really record stuff which could be really, really important. And I think if you had multiple actual user identities, it would be great for you to really target key student groups that you have and try to get things on into their heads. Because if you think about what it actually, the power of it, because with audioboo what they can do is they can subscribe to your audio feed and it's automatically downloaded to their mobile device. So for example, if you had one, say for your year 8 group who were doing geography and you wanted to take the lesson one step further when you were talking about one particular subject in geography, you could do that and you could just record, say, oh, I've recorded this little bit of extra thing, we were talking about this today with you year 8, this is what I wanted to talk about, or this is a little bit for people who might be interested, check out this. Then it would be in their mobile phones. They would get it automatically downloaded when they sync to their iTunes account. It's there in their hand. Great little thing for getting information down to the students. Particularly good for Key Stage 4, that's what I think, for revision purposes, and really getting that information to them more than anything else. So, Tour is just here, which allows you to go through some of the features of audioboo and takes you through all the different things, steps to actually getting involved. But I'll take you through the general bits and pieces that I think are really, really useful. There is the sign-up option, and the best thing to do is use your school email address, or indeed any other email address that you want. You can have different ones for each different profile, and that's where it starts getting a little bit more complicated. And this is where it's a good idea if you have access to multiple email accounts, because it would allow you to actually have multiple identities for different groups. But I know that's not always practical. But think about it. It might well be good that you have one profile and then you create podcasts that are aimed at particular people, so the students can listen to them or they can abandon them and just not interested. Links for your Twitter account as well, so that's really useful. So if you've got one of those, it draws all that information out as well. I'm going to actually log in. And you can see that it automatically pre-fills it, which actually it pre-fills it with the wrong information, but there you go. And if I log in here, and I created this account today, so you can see it's logged in, got my picture that it pulled off an account that I also created on Twitter as well, so you can see me just there. You can see my feed button there, and you can also see my podcast button. So if somebody wanted to do that, if they searched for education and my name popped up or my boos popped up, they like them, they could actually automatically have them downloaded to their device, and that could be something very useful for students. You can see I've not got any followers and I've not really done anything, and I'm not really following anybody either. But I'll go over about the first features, which is actually uploading something, recording something. Now with audioboo, like anything else, one of the easiest things to do would just be to actually to use the Audacity or some other recording thing, and then actually to have that as your main source of recording you. And then once you've actually recorded it, you can upload it. You can do that through the main sort of button over here, and you can see that it's got have you got your mic ready, or rather upload a file. Now this is in the beta version, as you can see up in the top right hand corner, and I must admit I'm finding this not always working, even though it says up here. They seem to have updated it and it kind of broken it a bit. But, bear with it and see how you go with yours. I'm using Google Chrome at the moment, which should, usually is pretty good, but you might use Firefox or something else, see how it works with those. It does use Flash as well, so if you've got Flash disabled, that can also be a bit of an issue. But let's see if this actually works, because, a couple of times it can be a bit flaky, but the idea is you should be able to start recording here, and it should then start recording. You can see it reminds you here that you've only got 3 minutes as a maximum, as a sort of setting, that you really should not go over that. You should keep it nice, quick, short and sweet. You've also got here your settings generally, and you can see that I'm actually using a microphone here where you can actually pick your microphone. Depending on your type of flash that you're using will really depend on how that actually works and how your different settings work. And you can see that now it's starting to play up, which is very, very typical. I'm going to pause the recording there and actually preview it as well. Here. And it should then start recording. You can see it reminds you here that you've only got 3 minutes as a maximum, as a sort of setting that you... So you can see it's actually recording me, which is fantastically. And then that can be added straight away into your boos. So if you're happy with it, once you've previewed it, what you can do is add the title. So you can put in the title a simple test of audioboo. I'm going to put in here testing the microphone on audioboo. And then you can choose your category as well. So say we were going to stick it in education, I suppose. You can decide on putting an image in there if you wanted an image. You can even put your position as well. So it would allow me to actually put in my position if I wanted to. And then you can publish. And what it'll do is it'll then save the boo up to their website. And then that's available for people. Your subscribers should automatically receive that. And anybody else searching can search in that description for keywords, and obviously that will bring it up. So that is very, very simple, straightforward way of using it. And actually, there we go. And you can see that it's also got that straight away. You can see it on that page. So it's a very quick way of recording things. So there we have my first boo, a simple test of audioboo. And I can actually play that and hear it. Here. And it should then start recording. You can see it reminds you here that you've... I think possibly the microphone settings need to be a little bit edited. You can also edit your boo just there. So if you wanted to actually change it, you can change the category, descriptions, and hashtags. For those people that don't know them, that's anything that you want: descriptions, the location, the image, that type of thing. You can also delete it and get rid of it completely. Go, right, I don't want it, which I'm thinking I'm going to do. Yep, I don't want it because I don't want people following that particular one. And there we go. If it's published, it's published. If it's out there and people can have a look at it. So that's audioboo recording, very straightforward. The same button allows you to upload something, save it as an MP3, and instead of doing recording there, you can just upload a file instead. That just brings up a dialog box. I must admit, when I did it, it was a bit flaky and it was being a bit of a pain, but it hopefully should work with you. You can then also subscribe to other people, which is a nice fact that you can do. So if, for example, I was having a look at Stephen Fry, just there, and you can have a look at his audioboos. He's done this rather curious one on frogs, which I'm not quite sure. You've got app.net, which is 3 minutes and 10 seconds, so he's actually got a little bit more than normal. Remember, it's up to 3 minutes unless you subscribe, which obviously he's subscribed. This one here, which is 42 seconds, and we're just there, and the top one about frogs is only 19 seconds, so we'll listen to that one.
Right, you said 3, 2, 1. Frogs. Frogs. I know. Amazing, isn't it? Lots of love.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it's got to do with the frogs and etc. But there you go. He must be out doing some sort of very interesting thing in Africa. I'm far more interested in sitting here talking about audioboo. But yeah, so you can actually subscribe to people, and just like I said before, you can click on that, and that's what they would be able to do. Your students would be able to do, and they'd be able to listen to your podcasts. So that's audioboo. I think it's possibly something which could be really powerful. I haven't used it as much as I probably could, but knowing me, I'll probably have a few goes at it. I think it would be very good for Key Stage 4. It's got a little bit of issues here and there. Profiles and how you aim it at particular people could be one of those. But have a go. See what you think. I think it could be quite cool.